Camp Crystal Lake, 1989. The game that terrified kids everywhere. So I thought, why not build a tribute to it? I'm turning this classic NES Advantage controller into a tribute of teal and purple nightmare fuel that traumatized a generation. Now we're talking taking it apart, repainting it, designing custom decals, and even recreating the inside of the cabin from the game. Oh, but of course, nothing goes according to plan in Crystal Lake. Christ. I even managed to mess up my first batch of decals. So come along with me and see if I can survive the process of building the ultimate Friday the 13th NES Advantage Controller.
Russ, what you doing? Russ, what you doing? Russ, what you doing? Let's find out.
So here it is, a stock NES controller. If you want that arcade feel at home, this was a fun peripheral to pick up on the NES. We're gonna break it down. It's got a couple screws in back, and you gotta remove those pads as well to get to more hidden screws. So I'm just using a screwdriver to pry those up. And it's just got this metal plate to kind of give it some weight because it's an arcade stick, right? And you just got your circuit board and the controller right there. It's pretty simple breakdown to get this all apart. And good thing I got it on video, this way I know how it goes back together. I did have to get a little socket right here to get the nut that was holding those on, but that's all the parts. We're gonna wash all these so they're nice and clean using a little bit of a rubbing alcohol. This way it can get all the grease and grime off of the controller so the paint can adhere to this properly. Just using a little toothbrush works wonders, and drying it with my microfiber towel. And now I'm just setting up the boards here. I have a color scheme in mind, so I want to know which buttons are going to be blue, some are going to be purple, so I'm just sticking them on this here, and I'll label them so when I go to paint it, I know which ones to paint. Now I'm removing this here. I'm trying to do it carefully because I do want to recreate this with a different design in mind. So I pulled that off. It was stuck on there forever, so we're going to have to use a little bit of Goo Gone, and this was certainly giving me some trouble, so I came back with a razor blade to scrape all that leftover debris up. And then I came back again with the razor pad. Man, this probably gave me the most trouble of the whole project to get all this grime off so we could have a nice clean surface ready for paint and everything. All right, we're set up in the garage here. I'm just gonna hit this with some automotive primer. This way the paint can stick nice and well to it, so make sure you shake your can up. And I gave them probably about 2 to 3 coats. I usually wait 10 minutes in between each coat. This way it's a nice thick layer and everything's built up properly there. All right, I got 2 paints right here. We got Seaside Gloss and Grape for the purple. These buttons are gonna get purple. These are gonna get the blue. This one's gonna get a mixed batch, so I'm gonna have to tape it off or something, but let's do it. All right, so we're gonna go in on our colors here. So again, shaking the can up, make sure it's nice and mixed. Going in with our purples and our hot teal right there. It's so bright, I love it. 80s theme for sure. And then I got some 500 grit sandpaper right here, and I just want to sand the main controller to get any high spots down. This way it's a nice smooth surface. And I'm using a little bit of glass cleaner. I love this stuff for cleaning. It evaporates quickly. You get a nice fresh surface right there, ready to lay on some paint. All right, gave this a quick sanding. I'm gonna paint it all blue, then mask it off and do what I want, purple, I think. I think that'll work a little bit better. We'll see, let me see. Let's get one more coat on the buttons with this. Now the buttons were ready for some clear coat, so I wanted to warm up the clear coat, so I ended up going inside and using some warm water in a container right here so I can soak my clear in it, just to warm the paint up because it's been sitting in the garage for a little bit, and this helps it go on a lot smoother. You just shake it up. Okay, clear coat is now warmed up from the warm water, so this way it's going a lot smoother in here. And again, I'm in the garage. I got the door open over there for some flow, and we got a little bit of heat with our mini split right there, so this way when it cures overnight it won't be too chilly in here. All right, we'll give this one another coat of paint. These are getting clear coat because they're done. I'll probably do 2 to 3 coats of clear. All right, I'll probably let this dry overnight because I'm going to end up taping to get the purple and all that. Might even let it dry for a few days just because I hate taping and pulling the tape off and pulling the paint with it. But we'll come out to get a few more clear coat on this and we'll be good. Let's go. Okay, so we waited a few days. We got it masked off and we're going to put the purple on there because I want this to have that nice two-tone look. So I did a few coats of this and let that dry completely. And we'll fast forward to a few days later. Alright, few days. It's dry now, so we're going to peel back the tape to reveal the teal underneath, making this theme come together. Nice satisfying pull lines right there, crisp lines with the blue tape. And I mocked this all up in Photoshop so I could get an idea of what I wanted. And I think it's coming together good with the color scheme right here. Looking it over. Yep. And then I got the buttons right here. We're just going to get those off and get ready to assemble. But before we do that, I got to design some graphics. All right, we're in Photoshop. I did a scan of the controller itself. This way I can get everything the exact size that it needs to be. So I want to mimic all this. So this is my mock-up of what I wanted to do. So I knew how I wanted to paint it. And here I need to redo the player, select, start. So I kind of traced the font. And here's my sheet laid out to send out to be printed. I made multiple ones in case something didn't print right. And then I wanted to design this part here with the B&A to mimic the cabins inside the game. I thought that'd be a nice, unique piece for the game there. And so here's a screenshot of the game. And I pulled that and cleaned it up. And then here's where all the buttons and everything get cut out. And then I want to add the B&A. And I used a little pink in there to add to the theme. And we just printed that out. And I got it cut on my silhouette machine. And it looks awesome. I just got to peel the back of it and stick it on there. And I think it just pops off of the blue and teal and looks real clean. And now I just got to wait for the decals to show up.
A few moments later.
And here we are. Let's open this up, see what we got. Christ. This is supposed to fit here. Well, either I printed these wrong or this is about to become the world's biggest NES Advantage Controller. Come on. It said 6 inches. This is like a full foot. All right, well, here's a regular NES Advantage. Maybe we'll just do a quick test of how these are supposed to work, and then I can get the right size and see if that actually works. So maybe we can just do a turbo. So it's got a little vinyl raised feel. So we'll see. I'm excited to get it. It's supposed to be here with the Friday the 13th and then turbos and select and all that, but I need them significantly smaller. All right, back to the drawing board. Okay, we placed an order for the correct size right there, so everything's nice there. And obviously you can see I got a couple other graphics, so new projects in the future. But I just need the Jason ones there. And I printed a bunch in case it messed up. And again, I'm going to be cleaning everything with this glass cleaner. And they sent a little squeegee along. Ninja Transfers is the company. This way I can apply the decals there. So I'm giving it a good spray down and cleaning. And now I'm showing these are all the buttons that are on the original NES Advantage, which I then printed to match the color. And I wanted to put one chevron on here to give a throwback to Jason's mask itself, and we used a little pink so it's a nice pop on that teal color. And instead of NES Advantage, we are using the Friday the 13th logo right there, using the squeegee, and it peels up. Fairly simple right there. And it has a little raised texture to it, so if you run your finger over it, it feels a little bumpy. I like it. I dig it. There's the turbo button, so I went with, again, teal. I had to know which parts were going to be purple, so I would do teal, and if it was a teal paint, I'd do purple for the decal. And these ones are really tiny, so I was very excited that this company was able to print this small for player 1, player 2 there. And the slow down button. And then the next one, I have all 3 lined up right there, so I can just place them as one instead of individually. And that really ties it into the original controller. Little design by Russ Lyman sticker there. And I was trying to figure out where to put this Jason mask. I was going to go on the front, but I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll just put it on the back somewhere. And here's that custom decal that I made to look like the inside of the cabin of the game. So I scanned the original, customized it, and then put it on there. And now I'm on the back end of the controller, and I decided that's where the Jason needed to be. So it's coming together. All we had to do is grab all the buttons and put the internal parts of this back together, and this build would be complete. I did have to refer to my video to make sure I had the spring in the correct position and make sure those pads were on there, because I put it together and the buttons didn't feel right. So we took it apart, put it back together, and it was perfect. So let's see that final reveal. And there it is, the ultimate tribute to the weirdest and most memorable horror game on the NES. We survived the build. And well, if you enjoyed this project, be sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on future projects. You can check out my full cosplay video of my NES Jason or just the mask here on the channel if you want more Friday the 13th goodness. And remember, if you're playing Friday the 13th tonight, check the cabins and watch out for Jason. Thanks for watching, everyone.